Yeah, I just wanted to post a follow-up video to a build-out walkthrough that I posted a couple of months ago, maybe. Can't remember how long ago it was. I've added a few more key components, and it takes a little bit less imagination to kind of see how it all fits together. So I just wanted to follow up and kind of walk through what's here. So really quickly, this is in a 2020 Ford F250. I have a AT Atlas on top. The use that my kind of like main use case, in some ways it's similar to overlanding, but it's mainly hunting and fishing. I do a lot of kind of single overnight trips, weekend trips, as well as week and 2 week long out of state trips. And I hunt a bunch of different kinds of things. So I go archery elk hunting, normally out of state. I hunt waterfowl in state and out of state, upland bird hunting. And so for each of those, and I also do a lot of fishing, both traveling as well as nearby. And for each of those, you need like, just a lot of stuff in general, but it's different stuff for each thing. And so I need a lot of like flexible space that I can put a lot of big bulky things, whether it's a 250 quart Yeti cooler that'll fit an elk in it, or 5 dozen decoys for duck hunting, plus 2 dogs, plus waders and blind material and all of that kind of stuff. And a lot of overland builds that I see, the kind of kitchen and camping stuff, just like the living components of the build, end up taking a lot of the bed space, and I just need a lot more flexibility. So I've used like those designs for inspiration a lot, but I've kind of gone in a bit of a different direction just because I need more flexibility and versatility out of what I'm doing. So I'll take you off the tripod here and walk you through what I have. So in my last video, I had built out these side brackets on both sides of where my bed slide is now. I had my refrigerator freezer mounted. I think I had all the electrical done. And that was all working well, but it was pretty much a skeleton at that point. What I've added since, and actually on the smallest pieces, I've added one electrical component, which is the Victron Smart Shunt, that gives me better visibility into what's happening with my electrical system. And then I've added these US Bag Company bags that are specifically designed for the AT toppers. I just added those in here the other day, so I haven't actually like put stuff in them, but they're extremely well built. And I haven't seen that many people posting about them, which surprises me because they work really well. They just Velcro to the wall. They're USA made, and they're just like super well built. And they're good just for adding like, random stuff. This one, I have my electronic dog collars in here. So I have 2 GPS collars, a GPS handset, regular e-collars, 2 of them, and a handset for that. And I have them near where I can charge. So they're always kind of sitting in the back of my truck charging when I'm going from place to place or overnight or what have you. The next kind of major thing that I added and I just finished building is this bed slide. So I have a different video that kind of walks through this in more detail, but basically it's made out of 80/20. The kind of core frame is 1.5 inch profile, and it goes together pretty simply. It is a significant DIY project, but it's somewhat beginner friendly. I guess you have to be it doesn't require any special knowledge, but if you're not used to fabricating things, hopefully you're at least ambitious. I went with the DIY route for that, mainly so that I could have a low deck height, have it be really strong, lighter than anything else on the market, for the strength, and I wanted it to fit really well in this space. in the future, so in my last truck I had a platform. I had a similar design, but I had a platform that went across the top, and so I'd put big and bulky things up top, and then other things down below, and my bed slide kind of became like a drawer system. I might do something similar to that this time as well, except on the front I might put 2 dog kennels up on the higher height. We'll see how that goes though, or when I get around to that. The next thing I added, let me just see what's in frame here. So I just finished building this cabinet, 3 drawers in it. These drawers are mostly 48 inches deep, so I could have added maybe an extra inch or 2 between the tailgate and my refrigerator up there, but you end up using a lot more plywood if you go beyond 48 inches. With it being 48 inches, it's really efficient because you can just cross-cut sideways to get your floor and your sidewalls. And so I found on Amazon these really robust 48-inch drawer slides that lock in and out. They're rated for like a lot of poundage. I forget exactly what, but they're not like a scaled up version of a cabinet drawer slide, I'll put it that way. This is like 3 inches tall maybe, and they're like 3/4 of an inch deep. They work really well. My main complaint about them is that they they don't disassemble for installation, and so that makes installation a pretty significant pain. Besides that, they're pretty great though. So I have 2 of these relatively thin drawers. This other one, the top one that I just had open, is going to be like miscellaneous storage. I'm trying to keep my entire kitchen, pantry, all of my food that isn't in the refrigerator will be in here. I haven't built this out. This is basically just like strewn with random trash. So don't read too much into it, but this is basically what's going to be in here. You know, a lot more food and whatnot, but I was just kind of fitting my pots and pans to see how it all fit together. I'm going to put some dividers and stuff like that to make it better organized. And then I'll probably put like a cutting board or something here. Maybe something that I can attach to the sidewall here. Or maybe not, we'll see. This is a single burner, obviously, Partner. What is it called? Cook Partner is the brand. They're really well built. I just got this a few weeks ago, so I haven't like thoroughly tested it, but it burns pretty hot. It's like extremely overbuilt, which is good to see. I think it's all USA made. It's hard to find high quality single burner stoves. It seems like every other stove on the market is 2 burner. And like, I hardly ever use 2 burners in my house. And like, I cook a lot, but I just don't. So like, why would I need 2 burners when I go camping? It's funny that there's like some cheap butane ones, but for like actual propane single burner, there's hardly anything on the market. This one isn't cheap. I can't remember how much it is. It might be like $300 or something. But once you get it, you can understand why it's that expensive. And then the most complicated element of this cabinet. So I really wanted to like use the full cube space of this. But obviously you have the wheel well. So I have this like the full width that I can possibly make it. But then you run into the wheel well up here. And so I basically built this lower drawer to dogleg around the wheel well. So I have the full width for the first 2 feet or so, and then the rest of it is like 2/3 of the width. The biggest downside to that is that I can only use like 22 or 24 inch drawer slides. So it doesn't fully extend, unlike the top 2 drawers. This is an empty case, but mainly I built this drawer so I can put my shotgun in here. My shotgun is actually, I think, 51 inches long, so it's just slightly too long for the standard drawer size. So what I actually had to do was cut out a window from the front of the drawer and build an extension to that, so I can basically stick the end of my gun case out there. This drawer, I'll put shot shells, other kind of big, heavy, bulky things like that. It's nice to have, like previously I would have to have this stuff in the cab, and so it's nice to have it here where I can lock it up, both under the topper and with the tailgate lock, but I have an idea for how to make a discrete lock that if someone did break into the back here, they probably wouldn't be able to figure out how to get through or kind of understand what's going on. So that's that. I just finished the bedside and the cabinet. I think they're going to work out really well. My use case is like, somewhat unique relative to a lot of other folks that are looking at similar builds, but hopefully it gives you some inspiration. I'm about to go on this is not like a family camper. It's usually just me and one of my kids. But I am about to go on a 10-day long road trip from Texas to Seattle with 2 kids, my wife, and 2 dogs. Camping most of the time, and so we'll see how this all fits together as we do that. I think just having the kitchen reasonably well organized and in a clear spot, and then having space for camp chairs or whatever else will be a huge help. So besides that, if you have any questions, let me know. Happy to explain anything. If you have any suggestions about how to finish things up or add-ons to build or anything like that, also post them in the comments. It's super helpful to see those things. I've definitely, for this kind of stuff, it's helpful to run it past someone else and get their insights into it, and makes you think about things that you didn't before. So please just comment if you see anything interesting. And besides that, I'd like to also do a video that reviews the AT Atlas. I haven't seen that many kind of long-term reviews. There's some initial kind of walkthroughs and reactions. I've spent quite a bit of time in this now. I love it. There's some things about it that I'd like to see improved as well. I would definitely go out and buy it again tomorrow, but I'd like to kind of walk through it in detail for those that are thinking about buying it and really want to get into the nitty-gritty. Anyway, thanks.